Hello, welcome to my Facebook series during this pandemic. My name is Kristen Grace McGarry, and I'm an integrative and holistic healthcare provider. I'm known as a health and lifestyle alchemist and as a health detective because I help you get to the root of things, especially mysterious symptoms that come and go that doctors can't really figure out. I help you find out what's really going on in your body, your mind, and your spirit. I have lots of credentials. I'm a licensed acupuncturist. I'm certified in functional medicine, advanced cranial sacral therapy, homeopathy, herbology, neurotherapy, perineural therapy, lots of different modalities. And I bridge gaps between the Western medical world, the Asian tradition of medicine, and functional medicine. I have a background in Western medicine. I started off pre-med and I spent time in the emergency room as an EMT. And so I like to speak all those languages and help bridge gaps for people. And in this series, I am intending to inspire and empower you with a lot of different information and stories on various health topics that are alive in a lot of people right now due to the pandemic, but also maybe on your mind or heart and never got addressed. And some things I bring up, you may have never even heard of. And I'm here to help you level up your health and your life. So today I'm talking about a really cool topic that no one talks about, I promise. And the title of it, what it's called, is Retracing. Retracing. So what is retracing? Well, it's a healing phenomena that a lot of people miss. They're unaware that this is what's going on, and they mislabel it and misjudge it and don't complete their healing. Retracing is when you have a recurrence of symptom or symptoms after you've had therapeutic work done. And often people, when they have that recurrence, they think, oh, I just went backwards. But actually, retracing is a sign of moving forward. When you retrace an old symptom after a therapeutic session, it's because you've just peeled off another layer of the onion, so to speak, of your health, and you are completing that particular piece. And that's huge. That's really huge and really important to honor and acknowledge and empower and support yourself through that process, because it's a mind game. If you start having symptoms again after a therapeutic session, you may think that person did this to me. Or what's going on with my body? I did this good thing and I got acupuncture, I got somato-emotional release, I got neural therapy. This is supposed to be better now. And when it comes back, we have a tendency to get upset. And so I wanted to share this concept of retracing with you so that you don't have to suffer through that mind trip you're going to put on yourself if you get symptoms again. Now, what's important is to understand that if you're not getting therapy and you're having symptoms, that's not retracing. That's different. That's your body expressing itself through the language of symptoms. That's different from what I'm talking about. So I'll give you some examples to explain what retracing may look like for you and how to tell if you're just having a flare-up or a recurrence of symptoms, or if you really are retracing, which is a therapeutic healing event. I was in an advanced cranial sacral class, or maybe level 3 somato-emotional release class many years ago. I've been sharing that work for 23 years. And in that class, I had 3 other practitioners working with me. I was the patient. And then we had a TA who became a dear friend come over, and they were facilitating advanced cranial or somato-emotional release cranial sacral therapy, very much based in osteopathy, not a woo-woo treatment at all. And during that session, my body began to unwind It literally began to move without me moving it with my mind, like at all. And thank goodness I had 4 practitioners around me, because they were holding certain parts of my body and helping me move. I was not engaging my muscles. And I was like, what is going on? And my body's moving and it's moving. And I trust the work because I've done it for so long and I was training in it. And so I just allowed my body to unwind in this way. And then it came to me. And I remembered, I had a cell memory of a car accident when I was 16. I had a very serious multiple rollover car accident when I was 16 on my way to school, to high school one day. I lived out in the country. And my body was reliving that rollover accident. And my body and the therapists were following my tissue. They weren't in their head. They were following. They were listening with their hands and their hearts. They were following my fascia. They were following my bones. They were following my connective tissue. And as they followed it, and I trusted them so much, it allowed me to get into this position that I then had this cell memory of being in this car accident. And I was crushed in this car. Fortunately, the car had a safe cage, but I was scrunched down. The roof of the car was hitting my head and everything was compressed. And I got into the same position with the steering wheel here that I had when I was in this accident. And then there was this need to move, just like a hair. And they listened and they followed it. And boom, I started crying. And while I was crying, there was no content in my head. So in this instance, the retracing happened during a therapy session instead of after. So that is an option. So this retracing of this accident, when I started to cry, right before I started to cry, I felt this thing in my back that I had had since the accident. This was many years after the accident that I was in this class. And it cleared. It like something left my body. It was like I was holding a trauma from the accident in this one part of my back, and it was gone. And I cried, and then that was done, and it felt like I was a new person. My physical body felt as if a huge weight had been lifted off of it. So my body literally retraced through the accident while I was on the therapeutic table receiving this session. So another kind of retracing can happen after a therapy session. I'll give you an example of that. Let me think of a patient that I'd like to share this example with you. Okay. All right. So I was working with a patient who had really severe TMJ and migraines. And she usually would get them maybe once or twice a month. And I assessed her through all the different modalities that I utilize: Asian medicine, advanced craniosacral therapy, brain work, all these different tools to assess and really listen, not just to her words, but listen to her tissue, listen to her body, listen to her soul. So I did those listening techniques. And I felt where there was structural things out and fascial restrictions and also emotions. And I followed her tissue and did a session and did some acupuncture and then did advanced craniosacral therapy and a couple other things that were called for. And she felt amazing. She felt really, really amazing. And she left the session. And I warned her before she left. I said, in the next 48 to 72 hours, things may change. You may notice some things in your body. Let me hear what's going on, and if something flares up, please tell me. Well, sure enough, the next day I get a call, and she goes, I have the worst migraine and TMJ jaw pain that I've ever had. What did you do to me? And I said, fantastic. She remembered that she had had this horrible car accident many, many, many years prior and did not have any injuries. She was not aware, she was unaware of any injuries, but she had this car accident. And this migraine and jaw pain woke something up in her after that session that she was clearing. And so I explained to her this concept of retracing, and I said, within 2 to 4 days, this is going to be cleared, and you'll likely never have another migraine or jaw pain again. Because I understood the work that I had offered her and how her body had received it, I felt it clearing from her tissues and her bones, pretty much. So, sure enough, 48 hours later, she called me back. You're right, it's gone. She says, this is the fastest a migraine has ever left. My jaw feels normal for the first time, maybe that I can remember. And so that was an example of retracing. I have another example of retracing I want to share because it's connected to the topic I'm going to talk about tomorrow. And because it's connected to COVID pandemic that people are experiencing now. So if something has been suppressed in your body, then during a therapeutic session, it might stimulate something to clear it, and you may re-experience it. This is normal and often important in a therapeutic process. So I worked with a woman many years ago who had chronic strep throat. And as a child, not even so much as an adult, as a child, chronic strep throats, lots of antibiotics, lots of throat stuff. We did a session and she felt great. And I warned her because I felt things moving in her system. I said, within 48 to 72 hours, things may shift and you may feel like you have a sore throat or strep throat again. Will you please call me and tell me if that happens, because I can guide you on during this so that you don't have to resort to other kinds of medication unless it's an emergency. I explained retracing to her and she agreed to contact me. Sure enough, she woke up the next morning with a bad sore throat. She said, you were right, it happened. This is exactly how it was in my childhood. I said, great, we are going to do it differently. We're going to break that pattern right now. We started breaking it during the session. We're going to continue it. We're going to treat this symptom differently because you are retracing. You are flaring this up in order to finally heal it once and for all. And so 500 parts per million colloidal silver and a couple other herbal remedies and a homeopathic, and she was golden. Literally within another 24 hours, her sore throat was gone. That's retracing. So I share these stories with you, and I have many more stories with you I could share on retracing, but this is a good start. So if you have a therapeutic session and you get worse after the session, it may be retracing. So rather than being afraid, please talk to your healthcare provider. And if they don't understand retracing and they don't understand how to guide you through that, then find a different healthcare practitioner that does. If you need help, if you need empowerment support, please reach out to me in direct message. I'd love to hear if you have any questions right now. You can type questions in the comment box while I finish up, and I'll address them if you have any. Please leave questions, comments, or if you have a desired topic. If you're curious to learn about something regarding your health and your vibrancy, your well-being, your relationships, your business, it's all actually tied together. I can help bridge some of those gaps for you. If you're feeling stuck, fearful, if it feels like your mind is overriding things in your life, including your physical body right now, please reach out and get some empowerment support. I'm here. I'm happy to do consultations. I'm going to be formally launching a new consultation during this pandemic for people, probably in the next few days, maybe next week. to introduce it to all of you. I also have some really exciting news that I'm going to be sharing next week on April 7th. So please stay tuned. I'm doing Facebook Lives every single day and wanting to share as much as I can of my 23 years of clinical pearls and wisdom and experience and education with you so that you're informed and you can make amazing choices in your life and around your health. All right, I don't see any questions for now. If you are watching this as a replay, please feel free to type in questions or direct message me, or you can find me on my website at guthappyketo.com, GUTHappyketo.com. I also have free access right now to all of the blogs that I've written. I just produced another blog yesterday about stress and how to get back on track and release stress. Super important during this pandemic, so please check it out. And I have tons of free recipes right now on my website. I have so many yummy recipes. You're likely at home isolated. You could be making some yumminess for yourself. So please check out my website. Sign up for my newsletter if you'd like to stay in touch around all the cool things I'm offering to my community. I have lots of free gifts I offer. I am connected with a couple other healthcare providers that have products, and we offer free products as little gifts sometimes. I have recipes and blogs and all sorts of cool things. So if you'd like to stay in touch with me, please join my newsletter. It would be an honor to stay connected with you in this way and to welcome you into my community. All right, well, enjoy your Friday. I am finishing a 3-day water fast today and very, very excited and proud of myself for that and the group of people that have chosen to go through this with me and stay in community during this and support each other. So I'm going to sign off for now and check on my bone broth and do some more work. Sending you many, many blessings and be well. I'll speak with you tomorrow. And tomorrow's topic is really, really good. Oh my gosh, okay. Tomorrow's topic is on acetaminophen, NSAIDs, which are non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, and fevers. This is a really, really good topic. Please join me tomorrow. All right, I look forward to seeing you. Bye for now.